Hello everyone, welcome to ChessWiser, your wise choice to improve chess. In today's video, I'm going to show you the 5 best chess traps in the Pirc or the modern defense. Before we begin the video, if you're watching the channel for the first time, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to get notified for the future videos. So here, generally, Pirc Defense arises out of the king pawn opening after e4. The Pirc represents the move d6, right? And in case of the modern defense, it will be g6. So first we will look at the g6 move order. So after g6, white can continue with the d4 gaining more space, and after that d6, both move can be transposed to each other later part or the sooner. So after knight c3, bishop to g7 developing move, knight f3. This is called a 150 attack or the classical system, we can say. So 150 attack is very simple to set up because the both knights are going to go to the natural squares and both the bishops are going to go to the d3 as well as to e3, and then we are going to form this queen bishop battery, and the bishop is going to go to h6, and then we are going to exchange the bishop. This is all very common in the 150 attacks theory. So here after this move, many players will play c6, and you can follow our setup with a bishop to e3, knight to d7, queen to d2 forming this battery thing, and now queen to c7, because most of the players will delay the development of the king side knight sometimes. So this is what is happening here also. So after this queen c7, bishop to d3, see this same type of move order will not occur in your game also, but the idea is very simple. Even the trap can occur earlier as well as later part of the game also, depending upon what black plays. So after this move, finally black plays knight g f6, and now we go with bishop h6. Now the idea is very simple. Here we have two main responses. One is to simply take the bishop out of the game, and then we are going to take back with our queen, and we will be having a very good game because our development is great. So this is one of the variation, and another variation is to simply castle. This is what the most commonly played moves here, common played move. So after this we can simply push our h pawn. We are going to simply follow our Fisher's principle, that is sack mate concept. So we are going to push h4 h5, and then we are going to sack and then mate. So exactly that is what going to happen after b5. He is going to gain some space on the queen side. It's all theoretical idea from the Pirc or the modern defense. So that is why he played a c6 also. We can simply ignore this queen side expansion and continue with our own idea, that is h5. And here your opponent may be thinking that you are blundering a pawn for nothing, but actually after knight takes h5, your opponent is the one who has blundered now, because we can simply sacrifice our rook to open the g file, and after queen to g5 there is no stopping mate. So the mate is inevitable here. So any move, for example, if you just any move, just a pass move, and then there is this mate. So I myself played most games, and we don't get all the times this trap, but even if you don't get this trap, your position is not going to collapse, so you are going to have a very good game. So this is the first trap, and in this position many player will not take here, realizing that because this is just two move calculation, so takes, and then this queen g5 is coming, so they could see this, right? So instead of that move, if he expands further attacking our knight, then we have this amazing move, that is h takes g6. So now the obvious response from black is to take the piece for free, b takes c3, but now we have this final blow, g takes h7 check. So after this, king has to go to h8, or the knight can take. Both variation we will be checking. So if the king goes to the corner, then we are going to take with the bishop with check, so that the king can come to a square where, see, first of all we should understand a very important thing here, because after, if you give this check, then nothing is going to happen, I think, right? Yeah. So if we play this move, then the king goes to h8, and there is nothing you can do about this, and the trap and everything is collapsing, and we may lose the game also because we lost a piece, right? So instead of that, after bishop takes g7, king takes g7, you simply promote this pawn. That is the trick here. So promote this pawn. So the main response or the only response is the rook takes h8, and after that we deliver this check, queen to g5 check. The king is forced to go to the f8 and now takes knight blacks and then takes is a checkmate. So this is the second trap. So let us go to the initial position and check the other variation. So the second variation I'm going to show is from Pirc Defense with the d6 idea. After d6, as usual, we are going to gain space. D4, knight f6, hitting the pawn. So knight c3, normal develop move, and this is a theory actually. And after knight c3, black could play g6, and now we are recommending this move, that is bishop f4. So bishop f4 after this move. Okay, what is this bishop f4? Maybe it looks odd on the board because uh, sometimes what happens, this e5 move will be coming to hit with a tempo. And also one more thing I would like to highlight is that the bishop is undefended in this position. So most of the players will try to hit the bishop, sometimes with the knight h5. So that is what that move is what is going to be the critical in all the lines. So knight h5. So you have to remember this line. So after bishop f4, black will follow bishop g7, and now we can play this immediate e5. So in this position, if you are playing from a black perspective or white's perspective, you should know this move, that is knight to h5. After this move, our trap is actually neutralized. In fact, black is better. Why? Because he is eating the bishop, which is undefended. So that means you lost one tempo, and you have to drop the bishop wherever you go. I mean, bishop g3, then knight is taking your bishop, and if you simply drop the bishop, then you are going to lose your one of the center pawns for nothing. So maybe it's not that we are going to lose a pawn, but we will be losing some control in the center, and that's what actually black wants, and black will have a comfortable game without having I will simply develop his pieces without any problem, right? So let's go back and understand the trappy moves. So here after e5, instead of that knight h5, if your opponent plays this move, then he already into the trap. So d takes e5, then you go for this move. What you may be thinking, why are we exchanging the queens here? And after this move, uh, your opponent, okay, the knight is hit. Again, the same move can work here also, knight h5. But instead of knight h5, if he plays any other move, then he is a gone. Because let's say knight f d7 in this position, because after this move is okay, what is the problem? He is double attacking the pawn, right? So here we can simply play this amazing move, that is knight to d4, sorry, d5. So after knight to d5, there is no defense of there is no way to defending this c7 point, because knight a6 is failing for bishop takes a6, right? So already the bishop is there, so that is not possible. So if you think about castling, then you are going to, anyway, we are going to check all of these variations. Let's say he takes this is the cheapest trap I can show you, because knight takes c7 check, and after king f8, there is this rook to d8 is a back rank checkmate. It's just the 10th move of the game. Let's go back and understand other variation. And if he castles on the king side, then also it's very simple. You are going to take on c7. After knight b6, we can still play bishop e3 to hit this defender of this rook. And after knight c6, we can play bishop takes b6. And now black can save his rook. But now we got the piece for free, a complete piece, right? So this is also winning ending for us. So let's go back and understand the other variation where he plays this move, that is king to d8. This is one of the worst move to play, because you are running into a discovery, something like that. So after that, we are going to push e6. Idea is very simple. We are renewing the threat on c7. So most of the times your opponent is going to capture on e6. After this, you simply land on knight takes c7. After e5, you can deliver this check, and this bishop is not going to lose. After knight e6, after king e8, you are going to take with the check, and after king f7, and now we have bishop h6. So these are all the three trap lines in this variation. Whenever he plays knight h5, all these trap lines are going to be neutralized. That is what you have to be remember. So another thing is, after this move, you can even play knight to g4, another idea, but we can follow the same move order to execute our old idea. So this is all for today. So in case if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're watching the video for the first time, and thank you so much for watching this video till the end, and please consider subscribing to the channel and press the bell icon to get notified for the future videos. As usual, this is just Wiser, your wise choice to improve your chess.